If he's such a grand scientist and such a great scholar, why, when reading the Bible, did he not notice that the tribe of Judah, which is known as the tribe of light, has exactly the same number of members as the constant speed of light? Why doesn't he speak about the beautiful mystery? If he's such a wise soul, such a good scholar, such a good scientist, why doesn't he know that according to all science, the start of all life is the splitting of an electron from an atom? The pulling of the rib Eve from Adam, a name taken from Atum in the ancient Egyptian mystery schools and religions. Hey guys, so got a little something on my mind, and it's a very asked question by people on the planet, and unfortunately many people meet, I feel in my heart, the wrong answer. So it's a simple question with a simple answer. And the question is, does God exist? So if God were to exist, then existence, according to those who feel or know or believe, I'm not one for believing, I prefer to know things, that there is a God, then it is deemed that God is the creator of existence. Now, I'm not talking about the 7 days of creation, because that doesn't make any sense. But I'm talking about the creative force that binds all things together. Now, if we are existence, and God is deemed as the creator of existence, how can God be inside existence? Of course, somewhere within a reality outside of our 5 senses, God is present. And indeed, within the fabric of the reality we are in now, God is present within existence, within his creation of existence. And I've said this in other ways before, but if you want to get your head around it, is a baker inside his cake? The cake maker's not in the cake. The cake maker made the cake. Is a painter a painting? Is a painter inside his painting? You can ask it with all things. Is a musician inside his music? Now, of course, a part of them is, this is the point of it, the expression of something within. The being of someone goes into those things, into those art forms, or into that creation of something to eat. Creation of a painting. The creation of music. But they are not in the music. They are not the music. There are many humans, so you might be able to identify that a certain human did a certain painting, or a certain human did a certain piece of music. But as far as we know, in this multiverse, there is only one creator of our reality and our existence. So how can God exist if God is the creator of the existence? God is surely present beyond your 5 senses. But no one is able with science to disprove. All they ever do is really prove something that can't be explained. Because at the core of it all is quantum physics, which is unexplainable. It is still unexplainable, even to our best minds on the planet. Science doesn't have the answer. Now sadly, the problem being is we have persons like Richard Dawkins who present things very well, but they're ultimately an intellect which is babbling nonsense. And they're not babbling it for the greater good of mankind. They're babbling it for self-interest. Richard Dawkins wrote the God delusion, but those who follow him, it is the Richard Dawkins delusion. He says he disproves God by saying the Bible is not a literal text. But he does a terrible disservice to that book. If he's such a grand scientist and such a great scholar, why when reading the Bible did he not notice that the tribe of Judah, which is known as the tribe of light, has exactly the same number of members as the constant speed of light? Why doesn't he speak about the beautiful mystery? If he's such a wise soul, such a good scholar, such a good scientist, why doesn't he know that according to all science, the start of all life is the splitting of an electron from an atom? The pulling of the rib Eve from Adam, a name taken from Atum in the ancient Egyptian mystery schools and religions. So Richard Dawkins, his God delusion is just a mere delusion of his own. For sure, the Bible is not a literal text. Of course, someone did not load all of the animals 2 by 2 onto a wooden boat. But if a human being meditates and builds an ark when the waters come, when the storms come, then they are prepared for life. He can't see it because he lacks wisdom. And he lacks wisdom because he's a fumbling, bumbling intellect. Now he might mean well, but he's created a great many atheists, and I don't see any atheists. I've never met any atheists who understand the true meaning of the scripture, because men like he haven't presented it. Because men like he who seem intelligent can't see it. Because men like he do not go silent, they do not go within, and they do not commune with spirit, which will allow them to understand the scripture. Then I ask you, can he really know it all so well, or have the best interests of science, or have the best interests of the truth at heart? Or is he actually wise enough or intelligent enough to see it? That, as I say, the tribe of light in the Bible has exactly the same number of members as the constant speed of light. That is a wonderful, beautiful mystery in and of itself. And you have to ask how thousands of years ago someone knew the speed of light at the very least. But he does not. He merely deflects your attention away from a stunning, esoteric scripture that cannot be read with the intellect and understood. What you've got are creationists saying it's literal, and Richard Dawkins saying it's not. Both are babbling. Babbling mindless intellects and egos trying to make sense of a text that can only be understood in the silence of God, in the silence of the present moment, and in the activation and stimulation of your pineal gland. For as Jacob said, I have seen God face to face, and I call that place pineal. So if you're an atheist, especially an atheist created through Mr. Dawkins, stick around and watch some of my videos, and I'll show you how it is that I know God, in the way I live my life, and in the things I create to alleviate suffering on this planet, the things God asks me to do. I'm not here to make you believe in anything. I'm just here to ask people how. I'm here to ask people to explain coincidences, synchronicities, as Carl Jung would call them, that are beyond comprehension of the intellect and beyond mathematical ratios to say that it's chance that manifest and create all that we are creating and manifesting here in Tanzania, in our mission that has adopted the name Feathers Tail. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Does God exist? Is a painter a painting? Is a cake maker a cake? Or is a cake maker in his cake? Is a painter inside his painting? Certainly their emotion and love is in there, but that is not their dwelling place. They are not present and conscious within there. So of course God doesn't exist, for he created it and is present beyond your five senses, and your five senses only know the small spectrum of reality that is our existence. The spiritual realm, it's outside of you, unless you silence your mind. So, okay, I think I've said what I want to say. Much love, guys.